Yes, Neha, please start.
Okay, sir. First of all, a very good afternoon to the respected members of the evaluation committee, Mrs. Veena
Good
Deshmukh
afternoon.
ma'am and Dr. Saurav Mitra sir. Welcome to my
Good
internship
afternoon.
presentation on event management in tourism and hospitality industry.
Yeah.
So I took up this internship at TCS Ion Remote Internships, and my external guide is Mr. Vinayak Bandyopadhyay. So about TCS, it is an Indian MNC in IT services and consulting, and it is headquartered in Mumbai. It is one of the largest companies in IT sector in the world by a market capitalization of $169.2 billion. This is as of May 2021. It is a subsidiary of the Tata Group, which is operating in 149 locations across 46 countries. Now, TCS Ion, which was the internship providing company, is a strategic unit of TCS, which is focused on manufacturing industries, educational institutions, and examination boards. TCS Ion provides technology by means of a unique IT as a service model. So basically, this is a model where they provide IT solutions on a pay as you go model, just like we have cloud computing or like we have database as a service model. So, my internship was provided by TCS Ion Remote Internships, and the duration of the internship was 90 days. We were given a slot of 210 hours where we had to complete the website. And the role of my internship or my role was a web developer intern, which was full stack. I had to take care of both front end as well as back end. The objective of this internship was to develop a portal for event management in tourism and hospitality industry. So, what I took of this objective was I focused on the recreational part of the hospitality industry, where I focused on uh, bringing a portal where people who want to attend different events, be it in music or art or theater or sports, can book their events online, and people who want to host events around the city can do so as well. So, during this internship, we had 5 learning stages. First, we have a pre project test before the internship started, where they tested our aptitude, our basic technical skills, our English. Then, once we cleared this pre project test, the internship actually started, and we were given access to our portal. Within the portal, we had a number of project references, which were basically links on guiding us how to go about the website. We had a course which was separate from our portal, and it gave us industry readiness skills. We had different modules, videos which we had to attend, and this was also part of our internship. We had 2 webinars where they spoke about the tourism and hospitality industry, as well as the importance of websites and of technology in any businesses to increase their reach in people. And finally, we had the industry project where we had to submit everyday activity reports, giving them information about what we did in that particular day. And lastly, we had also a project report which we had to submit at the end, um, giving details about the internship as well as a link to our GitHub repository where they could access our internship. So these are the technologies that I used for my website. So we have first HTML, which I used for front end. This is basically to create the structure of the website. Adding content, what buttons you want, what content you want. Then I used CSS for my front end, which is to add styling to it, where the content should be placed, what colors you want to add to the background, or what kind of images, how you want the images to move. All of that was done using CSS. Then JavaScript was used partially for making the website more interactive for client side authentication. I also used Bootstrap, which is an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework, which helps to develop or to style these websites more efficiently and more faster, and to make them look much better. For backend, I used Python language, and basically I used a framework called Django, which is built on Python, and this helps making websites much more efficient, much more faster. It is a very organized structure to develop a website. And Django had an inbuilt database management system, which is SQLite. So that is what I use for my database. Then for version control system, I used GitHub. Now I didn't need version control because I was doing this website alone. But since the internship required me to submit my website on GitHub and to push my local repository to the remote repository, I learned about GitHub and I learned about how it is used, how you can use it with different people if you're working on a with a team. Finally, this entire project was done using the IDE Visual Studio Code. So these are all the technologies that I used. And this was my project development process flow. So initially we were given information about the project, but it was quite generic. They had provided us links about links to what hospitality industry does, what tourism industry does, and what are their requirements, what are their audiences. So after gathering all of that information, I got an idea of what I want my website to be. So once I had that idea, I started planning on my website. So I started creating site maps and wireframes. So basically, sitemap is creating a structure of your website. So I just took a paper and I kind of made a blueprint where I plotted down all of the web pages that I would want and how they would be linked to each other. Like once you do login, where will it go, and then once you do this, what will happen. So using sitemaps, I did that. Then for wireframes, I just created a basic template of how my particular website will look like. I'll have a navigation bar, then on the navigation bar, what will I have? A sidebar, then how will the content be placed? Just a very rough blueprint of that. Once I was done with the planning part of it, I moved into development where I actually started working on the backend functioning. And I started creating the login page. I started authenticating registration page, both for user as well as for the event manager. Then a lot of things a lot of conditions that I had to take care of. Like if a person wants to book an event, but the event is already booked out, then I have to give an alert to the person. Or if I'm trying to register and there's already a user with that email ID, then I have to give an alert that the person is already present. So a lot of conditions I had to take care of. Then once I was done with that, I started working on the content, which was adding photos, adding the headings, adding different things that you would want to display on your website, which was not much in my case because my website was quite dynamic. So all of the information that I was displaying was actually put out by the user itself. So whatever they were inputting, that is what I was displaying. So I didn't have to put my content much of that. Once I was done with content, then was the design stage where I had to actually design the website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I added the navigation bar, I added color, background to the background image. I added a carousel where there's an image and it keeps fading out and another image comes in. So basically, styling of the image was done of the website was done using the in the design phase. Once I was done with the design phase, last was this testing phase where I had to take care of the entire project. I had to make sure that everything is working properly, all of the conditions are met, there are no bugs, there are no loopholes or anything that I had to consider. So once I was done with the testing phase, then I took the website and I put it up on my GitHub repository, and then I just copied that link and I put it in my project report and I submitted my project report. And that is how they could access my project content, or like what coding and all I have done, the source code. So this is what my website looks like now. Sir, I can show you, I can actually demonstrate the website, or I could just show you the images however you wish.
First, you give us a run through with what you have done, so whatever you
Okay.
have prepared, and
Okay, sir.
then you show us the final product.
Okay. So so this project is divided into two parts. We have a user and we have an event manager, as I said. So the user can come up and can log into their website and see the upcoming events, and they can book the events. And for the event manager, they can also register and log in, but for them they will be able to host events and they'll be able to see the events that they've hosted. So all of these pages are for the event manager. Here we have an event manager login page, here we have a registration page. So once the event manager registers, their account will be created successfully, and then they can log in using those credentials that they have used while registration. Once they register, they will be redirected to their home page, which will display all of the events that they have hosted. So they'll be able to see details like the date, the time, the number of bookings that have been done till then by people whoever have booked, that will keep getting updated. Then the category, the description, and they'll also have a choice to delete the event. So if they delete it, that event will get deleted from everywhere in the database. And on the navigation bar, they'll have another option to host an event. So they will be given a form where they can fill all the details like name of the event, category, the maximum number of participants that they want. So basically a limit on the number of tickets that they have, the date, time, location, and finally they will give a description which the people can use to understand what the event is about. Now, for the user side, I didn't add the user registration and login page because it is the same for both. It's just they won't have a business heading. But once the user logs in, they will be able to see this page, which is the home page. Here, they will see all of the upcoming events by different event managers, whoever have registered. They'll see details like the date, the time, price, category, and the description. And they can choose whichever event they want. If I click on this Taylor Swift concert and I say book now, I'll be redirected to this page where I will get all of the booking details, the description, as well as a option to select the number of tickets using a drop down. Now maximum we can choose 10 tickets, and once I click that, I should be able to redirect them to a payment gateway. And I did try to do that using PayPal, but the issue was that we have to create a business account and we have to reassure PayPal that we are a business. So as a student I can't do that. So after confirm booking, I just redirected them to a page which says congratulations, you have successfully booked the event and the total price is rupees 2000, because number of tickets that they have booked is 4 and the cost of the event is 5000. So this is the total amount that will be displayed. And then on the navigation bar we have another option which is the profile, and once I click on profile, I'll be able to see the events that I have booked. So this is basically the structure of the website. And I can demonstrate the website now. All of these are all the pages.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So this is the user sign in page. I'll just go ahead and put my details. So once I sign in, I had already registered a account on my name for users, and once I sign in, this is what I'll be able to see. These images will keep shifting after 5 seconds, and I'll be able to see all of the events that are currently hosted. Now, if I select Minecraft, which is for 500 rupees, I say book now, I'll be able to see the booking details of Minecraft, all the location and everything. Then I say I want 4 tickets. So I will confirm booking and I'll be redirected to this page, which says congratulations, successfully booked the event and your total price is 2000 rupees. Now, if I go to profile, I will see all the events which I have actually booked. So this is the events that I already booked earlier, and this is a event that I booked currently. So this is the part on the user side, and I can sign out and I will just show you how the event manager login page looks like. So these are the current events that Anil Patil over here has hosted, and I can see that the number of bookings that have been done. So right now I just registered 4, so this has been added over here. Then Taylor Swift and Kevin Hart show. So number of bookings till then. I can also delete an event. So for example, if I decide to delete this event, it will be gone from my database. So even if I log in as a user, I'll not be able to see that event. And then if I say host event, for example, I'll say Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. I say it's a movie. Say the number of participants 100. The date is 26th. Time is 3 o'clock 3:05. I've just given some random uh, location. This is 1000 rupees, for example, and I'll just say it is a family movie. Then I host event. So now here I'll be able to see that Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham has been hosted, and currently there are no bookings because I have not really hosted and I have not nobody has actually booked it. I'll see the description and all of the content that I had given, and when I again log into the user page, I will be able to see Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, and I'll be able to book that as well.
Can you
So
show that? Can you just book 3 tickets of that movie and show it is
yeah,
appended here?
yeah, okay, I can do that. here we see Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, and I say book now. So it was for 1,000 rupees. I'll say I'll book 5 tickets, and I'll say confirm booking. So it says congratulations, successfully booked the event. Your total price is 5,000. Now I'll go to profile. I'll see that Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham has been added in my events. Now I'll just sign out. I'll go to event manager login. And when I go to Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, I'll see that number of bookings have been updated to 5.
Yes, got it.
So this is basically the structure of my entire web page. So can I go back to the PPT?
Correct.
Okay.
You can, please.
Okay. So the learning outcomes that I have had through this internship journey is that I've learned different languages, tools, and frameworks for full stack web development. Now, since I was doing this entire website alone, I had to take care of both front end and back end. So through the process, I had to learn a lot of technologies. Normally, when we do website development, one person takes care of website, the front end, one person takes care of the back end, somebody takes care of testing. But it was a small project, but it was like my first website, and I'd never done web development before, so I had to learn everything from scratch. Secondly, this internship was more like an industry internship rather than an online internship, because normally in online internships they give you content, they give you like videos and like lectures and modules that you can study and then apply that in your project. But here I was not given any videos, I was not given any content. The reference links that were provided were just like to guide us on the right path. Like they just mentioned what is a hospitality industry and the different ways that you can approach it, like different technologies that you could use. But there was no information of how you're going to apply it. So I took up a course on EDX by Harvard University, CS50 web development using Python and JavaScript, and that course helped me a lot to develop this entire website. Apart from that, I also referred a lot of videos on YouTube. I put up my doubts on Stack Overflow. So with the help of that, I was able to develop this website. I learned about how the hospitality industry works. I learned about how important technology is in any business to be able to increase their reach or to be able to attract more customers. Then I learned how to work in an industry environment. Since we were given deadlines and every single day we had to put up activity reports telling them what all we have done each day. So we had to, and they would evaluate it the next day. Apart from that, I also attended the industry readiness course, which was compulsory along with this internship, and it had a lot of important modules like how to give a presentation in a meeting, how to attend a group discussion in a meeting. It was more specific to the industry, so that will definitely help me as I move on, as I will be working in future. So yeah, these are all the things that I learned through my internship. And yeah, with that I come to the end of my presentation, and if you have any questions you can ask me.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to ask some question?
Yes, sir. Neha, this
Yes,
was good work and good presentation also. And one thing I would like to know now during this pandemic, and you say yeah, it is hospitality and this. So, what do you like foresee now? How do you want to like how in case if it continues now already this is in trouble, right? This industry.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how do you like to improve the income from their end or the revenue generation from their end?
Yes,
If
ma'am. So
this situation continues for little more, or people are more careful now, so they don't want to go out, but still, if you can, do you have any ideas like how to improve the revenue from the industry end, the hospitality industry point of view?
okay, ma'am. So there is one category that I had added. I think that technology is playing a very big role when it is coming to the current pandemic. Of course, people can't move out, and everything is online. But that's not actually limiting the industry, because there are a lot of events that are taking place online. There are gaming streams. There are dance streams, there are comedy shows online. Everything is happening online, so there is no, I don't think that, of course it is a different thing being in the environment and actually watching it, but that's not stopping us from sitting at home and watching the same artists perform on our screen. So people are hosting events online. They are setting up like webs, like meets online meets and like video conferences where a lot of people, hundreds, 200, 600 people are joining and they are performing whatever they have to. So such events can also be hosted in every field that I have mentioned. So basically whatever we had on data, like a face-to-face thing, we can convert the entire thing into an online thing. So I don't think that that would be hit if we do that way.
Yeah.
In the same line as Madam asked, I have a doubt because during last year 2020, I watched football and also there were no football matches.
Yeah.
So in the month of August, September, when things started getting little better, so in Europe, whatever leagues and all these things were pending, all those football matches they were playing in a empty stadium.
Yes, sir.
So no tickets for that because stadium was empty. Even IPL and everything was being played in empty stadium. So now in Europe they have started pushing few people like 5,000, 10,000 people they're pushing in or they're allowing in stadium and they're being charged.
Yes, sir.
My question is, if I'm saying a event like Taylor Swift or maybe some big singers and all, are events happening on stage and tickets are being sold and charged by people online? I'm not saying about stand-up comedy and all, but big like symphony and other thing, are they happening? That's my question.
Okay, so big events like how we have concerts, be it in an entire stadium, like music
Correct.
concerts and all of that. Currently, at least for the past 1 year, I have not come across. I've been following my like the music artists that I like, but nobody has put any concert on. They are doing, they are releasing more albums, they are releasing more songs, and they are having more virtual meets like on with their fans. So there are many features, like on Instagram we have live stream, on Twitter we have like speak. So through that they are being able to reach out to their fans, but they are not really hosting any concerts as of now because the situation is very bad. So yeah, but it depends on the country again, because India is in a very bad situation, but there are few countries who are coming in a better state, so they may be hosting an event. I remember that last year there was an event where they had hosted a concert. I don't remember the artist, but it was a huge stadium, and they had maintained social distancing even in that. So they had like
Correct.
almost 10 meters blocks, so one family can stay there, and it's like the stage is very far, you can't even see them, but they had put big screens so that you can get a close up view. So maybe people can think of those type of solutions where they can keep concerts but maintain social distancing within the concert as well, and keep limited tickets.
So same thing is happening in football grounds also. In a football ground where 60,000, 70,000 people can be easily accommodated. In those stadiums, they are hardly taking 10,000 people. So that means almost 6 times distance they are maintaining now. So very recently it has started happening. Let us see where it goes. Yes, ma'am. Any more questions?
Yes, done, sir. I'm done.
I have a question. Two things. What is this TCS people? Where they do want to apply this? Do you have any idea?
So I don't have a clear idea, but from the documents that they had provided, I feel like they have divided us into batches. So I am a part of batch one, and there are maybe 20 students in that batch who are doing the same project. But there's no limitation as to what exactly the project should be. It is up to you. They have just given that you have to do it in event management in tourism and hospitality industry. So you can do anything. So I feel like maybe they will take all of these projects of these 20, maybe they select one best and they actually use it wherever they want to, host it, or they want to give it to, they want to sell it to somebody or something like that. So maybe that's why they've created different batches, so that for that specific problem statement, they can choose the best out of it, or they can combine a few and they can get out the best features that they have found, and then they can use that as one entire website. So that could be a possibility, but they've not really exactly told us that this is what they're going to do.
Second question is, there are a lot of websites like this. Book My Show is one, and I used to, when I was in Mumbai, I used to book a lot of tickets through that for events. What have you done different in your work, if you can explain? You might have seen a lot of websites like that. So what different you have done?
Yes, sir. So when I came across this problem statement, I was trying to find a solution which is very unique some website has not come up with it. But I feel like my limitation was that I'd never done a website before. So for me, applying very high end functionality was already like something that was out of my reach at the beginning. So I wanted to start off with my project on a very simple basis, like how much ever I can do, and then move upward from it, like add in more functionalities, make it more unique. But I think because of the time constraints, and within 90 days I had a little issues in my home because of COVID, so I could not really put in as much efforts as I would have thought in those 90 days. So I think that's where I got a little, like I could have done much better. I think there's a lot of enhancement scope even in this website. There are a lot of things that I could have done, and I've
Correct. So
listed them.
can you just tell me one enhancement which can be done? Whether you can do it now, that's a different question. But one very specific function that you can add to this your website, which is generally not found in other this online booking websites. Any very specific feature or any special help you can extend to the customers or something. Something
Uh,
very new. What can be added?
okay.
How to add
One.
it? It's the secondary question. But what can be added?
Okay, so one thing that I was definitely focusing on was online streams. I felt like there are artists or any field who are reaching out to their fans, to people who follow them, and they are putting out notices that this is the meet and you can join, you can pay here, and all of that. They are having their separate portals where they are letting people come and register there. So instead of that, I could have those all of those online streams registered on my website. So if people want to register for an online stream, they can do it on my website. There can be places where they can use the website itself to access the meet that is happening. So in current situation, that is one main thing that I would think of, which is adding online streams in any field. um
Can I give
uh,
you an idea?
yeah, sure, sir.
Sometimes for your business, you have to create some kind of interest in people.
Yeah.
So your generation, or maybe generation which is little younger to you, they might not have Muhammad Rafi. I'm just giving an example. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you yourself, because you are a person who is designing this website and you are a pro, so if you develop some taste, like in pop, maybe in rock, maybe in ghazals, maybe in, so some taste development kind of videos, if you just put evolution wise and you ask your followers to listen to that, so that might develop some taste, and you might be having some more footfalls in events and all those things.
Yes, sir.
So such things can be done, or maybe the best theaters of the world, or maybe the best singers of the world, so they're little bit video clipping and all those things, just like a guiding force. They can find it in YouTube very well, but
Yeah.
why should I tell you that, Neha, go YouTube and check this website? I give you a lot of websites. Why? Because I'm a pro in that and I guide you. So
Yes, sir.
such kind of little guiding corner, if you put your website, that will create a clientele for you. So it can be done, one thing.
Yes, sir.
And there are a lot of food shows and all those things that are also hosted worldwide. So now people are staying back home, and a lot of ladies I'm finding they're into cooking and all those things. So those things can be hosted.
Yes, sir.
So just think in that line. As situation changes, things will change. Anyway, good work, and I think you have sent the report and everything.
Yes, sir.
So, ma'am, can we finish it off now?
Yes, sir.
If
Yes, sir.
no more
Yes,
questions
sir.
are there.
Yes, yes. No
Fine.
problems.
So
Yeah.
that's all from your side. Reports and all, everything you have sent. Certificate have you sent? I could not check it.
So certificate I've sent, but as I had mentioned earlier to you, there's a little issue on the external evaluation sheet.
Correct.
I sent them the evaluation forms, but they said that we can't fill it and give because it's our policy and we give a standardized feedback. So that feedback form, I've just taken a screenshot and sent it. So is that okay or?
Yes, yes. I will
Yeah.
just check. I will just
Okay,
check.
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank
Thank
Yeah,
you
you.
thank you.
for
Thank
Thank
your
you,
you.
ma'am. Thank you,
presentation.
sir.
Ma'am, we'll go back to the previous
Yes.
link again.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Neha, you can log out. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. We'll go back there, and he will
Yes.
not have